Hi Stampers, it's Kelly Enns here from Stamping with Kelly, and I'm so glad you're joining me for this video. This is my monthly online card club, and I've been running it this way, well, since 2020. Something happened then, and we couldn't meet in person. And you know what? I've just grown to love and appreciate the flexibility that this has to offer. So if you're finding me on the replay, you might be on YouTube, you might be on Facebook. But I encourage you to reach out to me. If you're in Canada, I can send you these prepped supplies and you can craft along with this video. And I have many, many others as well. I would love to have you crafting along with me. I've been a demonstrator in Canada for almost 17 years and it's just absolutely my passion. So I hold these online events and then I hold in-person events too. And I have a great social media page as well on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and on Pinterest as well. You can find me under Stamping with Kelly, so be sure to look me up. So I'm just gonna make sure, do the awkward thing of like, is it live? Oh, hello, Priscilla, Vanessa. Oh, it's so good to see you guys here. Thank you so much for commenting and saying hi. I so appreciate it. Because sometimes you're like, I don't know, like, is it working? Is it happening? But here we are live. So, like I said, this is February of 2024 and it's Sale-A-Bration. We're coming up on the last week of Sale-A-Bration, and if you guys don't know what Sale-A-Bration is, I'm so excited to tell you because Sale-A-Bration is the best time of year. There's no two ways about it. It's Stampin' Up's biggest promotion of the year, and you get free products that are exclusive to the event with every $60 order increment. So order $60, get to choose something free. Order $120, then you get to choose two $60 items or a deluxe $120 item. And it goes up from there. So you can definitely receive these projects for free with a minimum $35 order. So just go onto my page and you can place your order through stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net. And Stamping with Kelly is with a G. But you guys, I have another special promotion for you too. During February, I'm going to be giving away for free with a minimum $120 order, a two-part free gift that's valued at over $25 actually. So the top is a 12 by 12 vellum paper, but it's in these beautiful in colors that retired in, what year is it now? So it would have retired in 2023. These ones are some of my favorite in colors that we've ever had. It includes actually one color that carried over too. It was so nice. The Fresh Freesia actually carried over into our core colors instead of retiring when it was supposed to in the middle of the year. So, but not only is this vellum colored and they're beautiful in colors, it's actually shimmery. It's so spectacular. It has these like darker colors and great greens that you can use for a lot of Christmas. And then you've got these bright, vibrant colors. We're going to be using some of these tonight too, so I'm excited for you to see it. Also included in the two-part free gift are those same in colors, but in embellishment format. So these are the beautiful in color gems. They're so pretty. They're actually kind of like rhinestones, I would say. I love them, and so you can mix and match, but those are also close enough to use along with some of our other colors too. I think they're quite complementary as well. So I know you have some of those colors probably in your collection as well, because just because they retire from Stampin' Up doesn't mean that you stop using them, right? I love using some of my retired colors. They're my favorites, and you fall in love with them. We have exciting news as well. So we were talking about that $120 level. That's what's going to give you two products from Stampin' Up and then that two-part free gift from me in addition to your free club cards. And Stampin' Up has also announced some extra Sale-A-Bration items that they added for the month of February. So these are the deluxe items here. We've got those markers up at the top. That's probably one of the best values. Let me see how much they are. They are the new core colors, and so you get the 11 colors that were added when we got the revamp for this last annual catalog. So let's just see here. I did have it flagged. Okay, Those are $55 value. Wow, right? So if you place a $120 order, you can get that $55 item for free with no shipping or GST. So I would say that is a really great value. There's also another annual catalog item added here, the Butterfly Duo Punch. And then the three at the bottom are exclusive Sale-A-Bration items that were active since the beginning of Sale-A-Bration, which started January 5th or 4th or something like that, 4th or 5th. And they've also added some more Sale-A-Bration items for that $60 level. So you'll have to forgive these slides or collages that I made for Instagram. So you get that more to celebrate many, many times there. Starting at the top left, these ones are actually all items that were included for the original Sale-A-Bration. Same thing with that middle slide there, and then the other slide at the top right. Now, if we go to the bottom left, there's a robot kit that is about a $35 value that has been added. There's these two embossing folders, which is those are great core items. They're maybe not the highest value, but if you use them, they're so versatile, right? And so you'll use them so much, it's priceless. The one designer series paper on that slide is one that is a Sale-A-Bration exclusive. Same thing with the one next to it with the little people on there. Oh no, that's a lie. Sorry. That has been added. It's brand new. It's not from the annual catalog, but it's from the mini catalog. So that's the, names escape me now. I know my children's names. And then after that, it's kind of gone from there. This is called Just Kiddin'. And so that's a $17 value. It's from our mini catalog. The stamp set there is from our annual catalog, which has these beautiful, oh, is it? Or am I imagining this? That might be in our mini catalog as well. But I want to draw your attention to this designer series paper kind of in the middle of the screen. So bottom middle slide, but the upper picture there, it has black in it. And I want to make sure you guys know what this designer series paper is all about, because it's actually from the annual catalog. I'm flipping so I can show you. Then I'll transition the camera down. Here we go. All right, so this Delightfully Eclectic is the one that has been, one of the ones that has been added. Why does it seem dark? I've got a million lights on. Okay. Delightfully Eclectic is what it's called, and it's actually the equivalent of four packages of our regular designer series paper. 4! Oh my gosh. So this is probably your best value for the $60 redemption, and that's because this is actually valued at $41. You are getting 48 sheets of 12 by 12 paper, 4 of each of 12 double-sided designs. Crazy amazing. So again, if you're going for value, this is definitely the best deal. So it's called Delightfully Eclectic. If you're checking out online, you have to add them a little bit differently at the end when they take you to the Sale-A-Bration page. So don't go to the actual page where you would go to purchase these items. They're going to show up later, and then you can redeem them for free. So another few items here in the bottom right. We've got a kit with some journaling. That's the bottom right. And then right next to that, some cards and envelopes that are printed, and then a stamp set from our annual catalog. So amazing choices. You've got so many choices. Like, is it too many choices? Never, right? What have you guys got your eye on? Are you going for value, or are you going for what pulls your heartstrings? If you were thinking like, I don't know, I would like something, but I'm not too sure, let me suggest that you purchase a prepaid Sale-A-Bration subscription during Sale-A-Bration. So these Paper Pumpkin prepaid subscriptions, I said that in the wrong order, and sorry, you guys will have to forgive me, I'm a little bit tired today. Words are hard sometimes. So, okay, prepaid paper pumpkin subscriptions are the best value during Sale-A-Bration. During Sale-A-Bration, you can get prepaid codes for kits that you will redeem later, and you can get the rewards now. So what do I mean? You can get a 3-month prepaid subscription and actually get to choose a Sale-A-Bration item for free. Of course, these count towards all of my promotions too. So you get your card club projects for free, and with a minimum $120 order, then you would get that 2-part free gift from me as well. So 3-month prepaid subscription gets you a Sale-A-Bration item. It doesn't get you the gift from me, but the 6-month prepaid subscription definitely does. These can be added just like any catalog items if you're doing a checkout on my online store. So don't worry about that too much. It works really, really easily, and you can just type in prepaid subscription or even paper pumpkin, and it'll bring it up for you. So the 6-month is kind of a sweet spot. You're getting a discount on those boxes, and you also get to choose 2 Sale-A-Bration items. So, or one $120 Sale-A-Bration item, and then you'll get that 2-part free gift from me and card club projects. If you really wanted to treat yourself to a year's worth of crafting, you can choose the prepaid 12-month subscription, where you can choose up to 5 Sale-A-Bration items, and you get all those other perks, plus you'll get at least $33 excuse me, of Stampin' rewards to use on whatever you'd like to. So a little credit there as well. So fabulous deals. Oh my gosh, the best deals. And so you might have questions like, okay, well, I don't know if I want like a box showing up every month. Like Stampin' Up's Paper Pumpkin is so much fun because it's a all-inclusive crafting kit that's a surprise delivered to your door every month. Even us demonstrators don't know what's coming. We've got a little sneak peek, and then that's it. And then whatever arrives is just a surprise. It has everything that you need in the box. The only other things that you can include are maybe like an inline adhesive if you prefer something like that, and some scissors. Your first kit will come with a clear block that you can use with all the subsequent kits. But what I like about Paper Pumpkin is that they actually, you can skip months if you need to. So if you know you're busy, or if you're away and you're not going to be crafting, and if the kit doesn't appeal to you, then you can actually skip that month. So you could make a 12-month subscription last as long as you want if you were skipping months here and there. The other thing is that Stampin' Up has a guarantee of your happiness. So I would say just get the kits. I mean, you know you're going to be happy, and if not, you just contact Stampin' Up and they take care of it. So I really, really love this product. It's like a demonstrator in a box coming to your door, giving you all of everything that you need to craft at your kitchen table, on the go. I'm notorious for crafting in the passenger seat of my husband's truck. I love crafting wherever I go. I do it in airports, on the airplane, on vacation, out at my lake cabin, anywhere. It's just fabulous. It's like a little gift to me, and I love that it comes every month. So if that's something that interests you, definitely reach out to me, or you can add that to your cart on the online store. Another special promotion that Stampin' Up has during Sale-A-Bration is their join offer. And I can't tell you enough how much I'm enjoying this glass mat. It's not available for customers to purchase. It was available for demonstrators to have a little pre-order in the month before Sale-A-Bration if that's something that they wanted. But it's going to be included in our starter kit for January and February here. So until the end of the month, you have the chance to get this glass mat studio for free. And that's like on top of the amazing offer that's already there for our starter kit. So for those of you who don't know, when you sign up to be a demonstrator, you can choose out $165 worth of product and only pay $135. Now you're getting $165 of product, whatever you choose, plus the $82 glass mat studio and you're still only paying $135. That's no shipping and handling, which is usually 11%, and no GST or any other tax, which in Canada starts at 5%. So huge savings there. It actually ends up being almost $300 value, and you're only paying $135. So, okay, what does it mean to be a demonstrator? Do I have to hold classes? Do I have to do online events like this? No. This is definitely not where I started. I've been a demonstrator, like I said, for 17 years. So this is definitely not what you have to do. There are minimums that are required quarterly to remain active. If you remain active, that's amazing. You get the ongoing perks of at least 20% off everything that you order, and then an earnings of at least 20% of every order that you collect from friends, family, coworkers, whoever. But if you don't meet those minimums, what happens? You revert back to being a customer. And there's no hard feelings from me, no hard feelings from Stampin' Up. And you've still got this wonderful glass mat studio and the amazing value of that starter kit promotion. $165 worth of product in Canada for only $135. Please reach out to me because I'd hate for you to miss out on this special deal. And Stampin' Up! Has said that the extra glass mats may become available to current demonstrators after the promotion, but at this point, they're not even sure if they're going to have the stock for that. It's definitely not going to be available for customers. So if you're interested, I don't think that you should delay on this. This is something that I really think that you should go for, and if it works with the timing in your life. And then if it doesn't work right now, then you know what? At least you've got this amazing value that you've already received during Sale-A-Bration with the Glass Mat Studio. So you'll see me using this a little bit more. It comes with 3 products. You can see the grid there is the actual glass mat itself. Then there's that white silicone mat, which they're using to store ink pads, using as an ink palette. And you can use this for so many different things. It grips really nicely onto the glass mat. And then the other product is the chamois. It's like our simple chamois, but it's a little bit thinner and it's larger, and that's the gray kind of cloth looking thing up at the top. It's great for using to clean your glass mat and also any stamps that you have as well. So seriously, you guys, seriously, I would join in a second with this offer because I am just in love with this Glass Mat Studio. It's such good value, and you're going to just keep using it for years and years to come. Also, in 17 years, Stampin' Up's never done anything like that, had the Glass Mat Studio. This is a first for me, and I'm hooked, completely hooked. I'm finding that my images that I'm stamping are much more clear because the table isn't warping, and I find that I'm a neater crafter, if that's a thing, with that little silicone mat as well. It's really, really handy. I think you'd love it too. Okay, product shares. I do have 4 more product shares available. I know you guys are going to love these too. What it is everything in the mini catalog that's shareable. There's a couple things that aren't really shareable, like twine or these loose embellishments that we have. But designer series papers, that being regular and specialty, and ribbons and all the embellishments, including the new cards and envelopes, and the butterflies too, I'm including. So I think that the Gotta Have It All special is definitely the best deal. That's going to give you a whole bunch of everything. And it also gives you all the Sale-A-Bration papers cut 6x6 as well. So if you guys are interested in that, just reach out and I will happily put a link for all of that information. And you don't have to, just because you're checking out the pricing, doesn't mean you have to purchase, but if you're interested, I'll put the link to all the details below. So just make sure that you're commenting so that I can send you that info. Okay, I talked a lot about Paper Pumpkin. I mentioned that it's a subscription kit. It's a little surprise that comes every month. And this is the little sneak peek that we have for this month's kit. So you guys want to see inside? Yeah, you do. Okay, this is the adorable box that it comes in. Normally it's in this orangey red box, which is fabulous as well, but I'm a huge fan of bunnies and chicks, so this is right up my alley. Okay, so Sweet Springtime is the name of this kit. And it comes with three of the cards in 2 designs, and then you also get 3 little boxes too. The stamp set that's included, this is the print off that goes along with it. It's easier to see that way. But you got this cute little bunny, chick, the daffodils, springtime greetings, happy Easter, welcome baby. Fabulous sayings for this time of year, especially. Do you guys know any expectant mums right now? I don't know why I've got a few in my life right now. It's pretty exciting. Any minute now I'm going to be hearing about some good news, my cousin. Early Espresso is the ink pad, like I said. And then inside your kit, you get your adhesives. You get twine. Here's mini glue dots and dimensionals. You've got these adorable little embellishments here. These are the boxes, so I don't have it assembled yet. I was busy getting club ready, would you believe it? These ones, though, for size reference, 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches. And the bottom folds up just like that. And then this top folds into like a milk crate, kind of a milk carton top, I should say, not a crate, carton. All right, so those are the cute little boxes. Then here are some of the printed pieces that you can craft with. Those are the card bases, the envelopes. So you've got a slimline card here too. We've got some laser cut pieces that you punch out. Look at those cute little bunnies and chicks. Love those guys. And then more dimensionals. Is that true? Crazy. So then here's the stamp set too. So you definitely can purchase some of my extra kits that I have available. Just let me know. I can't sell them until the 11th of March, sorry. So I can reserve those for you though if you are interested. Now, just as a reminder, we do have this great little add-on, and it's to coordinate with the January kit, the February kit, and the March kit, and then this tag is a bonus. It's great value. It's only $13.25, I think, before shipping and tax. So let me know if you want one of those. Again, those are coordinating with the kits, but they're really standalone items too. The January kit, I'll show you the little preview that came for that so that you can have an idea of what it looks like. So Lovely Lavender came in January, and inside this beautiful box is lovely lavender items that coordinate with the annual catalog too. Oh no, not annual, it's the mini catalog, sorry. So we've got 4 cards. These are the ones that have 4 of each. 4 cards each in 2 designs and 4 tags too. So I've kind of pulled out some of these pieces. Again, I haven't made the kit, but you've got a whole bunch of laser cut pieces here. These are the little tags. They're so clever. They pop them out of one of the card bases, so you get the tags and you get the card bases here too. This is your stamp set, so just a little something for you, love, happy Valentine's Day, and a little with, so you can say with love, this beautiful sprig. It's all photopolymer, so they're easy to store, don't take up very much space at all. Beautiful printed envelopes. Look at these card bases. They are just gorgeous, right? So pretty. So you get 4 of those, and then you get 4 of these card bases. They're printed on the front and the back of the card. The inside of the card is white. So you know what I would do is cut this and turn it into 2 card fronts, right? The laser cut pieces here have a beautiful like purple hued metallic border, watercolor looks, some gorgeous tags, and then these gorgeous lavender sprigs. You get some twine in there too, and the adhesives are buried under here as well. And then the stamp spot that comes along with it, your little ink pad, is gorgeous grape. I can sell this one now, so if you want these full kits or refills, just let me know. I'd be happy to pop them in the bin or give you a shipping quote. We can ship them by letter mail if I'm tricky about my packaging and don't include the box. Okay. Is that everything? No, I think I'm supposed to be sneak peeking the next one, but I don't have it. Oh, I'm missing that slide. I just realized that. So sorry, guys. But I do have a couple more things to show you. Do you want to see some swaps that I received? Some of these, the people didn't put their name on the back, so I can't really give credit to them. But we were talking about that lovely lavender suite. That's actually going to be the first card that we play with. Not this one, but featuring the lovely lavender. And then this is showcasing some of those gorgeous postage stamp dies. Don't they look great? I love that the person who made this, I wish I could give them credit, took this butterfly, which was laser cut by Stampin' Up, and it was white, and they totally colored it and made it all shimmery and beautiful in these beautiful purpley tones. So pretty. My friend Lindsay Mann made this card here, featuring some of our like Sale-A-Bration kind of inspired things, but these are from the mini catalog too. So the mini catalog has these, and then there's a Sale-A-Bration paper that kind of goes with this. I think she did smack and acetate technique on those clouds, and I just love her collage of like stamping and die cut pieces. Oh, this person didn't put their name on it either. Sorry, person. It's a beautiful card. They were just saying on the radio today how landline phones are coming back and they're just so perfectly retro and people are loving them. I think that this is wonderful timing for this stamp set, which has the wire that says hey, or there's a few other options. This is in the mini catalog. Most of these items are from the mini catalog. It was a mini catalog swap. This I wanted to show you because the hummingbird is from a stamp, but you can see that beautiful patterned paper on the back is actually gold embossed. And that's from something that you might not have noticed. These are the gold foiled flowers, cards and envelopes. These cards and envelopes come with printed, embossed card bases. So my friend, oh, Jennifer Williams, yay, you have your item, your info on the back. I'm so appreciative. She just cut off that and then layered it on top of a Calypso coral, it looks like, card base, and so she could actually get 2 cards out of just one of these card bases. Now these also come with envelopes. These envelopes are laser cut and they're just beautifully detailed. I love them, and you can definitely use them as a stencil, or you could cut them off and use them as a card element if you wanted to get creative with the use of these. So a really fun product, and I'm so glad that she used them because it's such a beautiful showcase. This is my friend Jerry Papp. Thank you, Jerry, for this gorgeous swap. She used the natural something paper. We're going to be using this on our last card, and she die cut that. Just put a couple of, it looks like the gilded gems actually on there, and a little saying on there as well to finish it off. I just love how spectacular that gold embossing is, and it's just so easy to use. Oh, this is Anne-Marie Hum's card. So she did more like a distressed look with that same kind of sweet. She did more stamping. So she's stamping the grid on there. She's got a little bit of designer series paper, and then she did some sponging there, I think, with the blending brushes, or maybe even she might have used a sponge dauber actually for that one. This one is by Lori Feltz. I love her use of like the monochromatic look, and you can see that gorgeous, it's called 3D flowers, I think. I just want to make sure I'm saying this one right. There's so many flower embossing folders that we have. Here it is. It's called Layered Florals 3D Embossing Folder. And it's 6 inches by 6 inches, so you can put this in there, and with one crank through, you get this gorgeous textured look. She's paired that with some Sale-A-Bration Designer Series paper and some Sale-A-Bration ribbon too, and then these beautiful floral elements. This is actually from our hexagon stamp set. and then the punch that goes along with it. Oh, and we've got Linda Gibbs made this gorgeous card here with the lemons and the little pop of color. This is using a stamp set that I just want to point out to you. It's really cute. So this has a bundle with the punch and with a stamp set. And the modern oval punch is the one. It's 35. Do they have a bundle? Oh no, the modern oval came out the last catalog, actually, I think, or as an online exclusive or something. Filled with Happiness is the set, and you can see with the outlines here that modern oval punch works with 3 of those images to kind of cut out this positive negative look. You can see she's popped it up there to give it just that extra bit of dimension. She's also used some great dies here, and then the embossing folder around there from Sale-A-Bration too. So nice fresh colors on this card with lots of details. And last but not least, Megan, my darling Megan, made this beautiful card. Same stamp set. Did you guys notice that? So this happy birthday, may it be filled with happiness. And then she punched out and popped this piece up with our Sale-A-Bration paper on the front there. Love it. Love, love, love that color scheme. We're going to be using this paper on our second card here tonight too. Okay, I'm done with the show and tell part, and we can now start crafting. So the people who have received projects from me will have received a little packet that includes the items like this. So I'm going to work from the top down. If you don't have the first 2 cards, it's because you opted to have your items mailed for free. If you would prefer to pay for the extra bonus card, usually there's just 1. This month there's 2. But if you would prefer to pay for that bonus card and not miss a thing, we can definitely arrange that too. So just let me know if you would prefer that option. The first card that we're going to be making is with that lavender suite. And the card looks like this. So when you first look at it, quite simple, but when I start bringing it in, you'll see some of the really subtle details. We've got some beautiful little sprigs here cut with the vellum. We've overlaid that. And speaking of vellum, this piece here, that shimmery vellum, is that in color vellum that's part of my 2-part free gift with a minimum $120 purchase this month. So that's one of the options. We've got lots of different color scheme options. So I'm just going to put this up in the corner. Make my camera pay attention. There we go. And we'll get started here crafting this. So as with all of my projects that I send through the mail, all you need are neutral ink colors and some stamp sayings of your choice. Sometimes I add on extra little things. 𝘾𝙧𝙬 is one of my favorite products to use, although I haven't used that tonight actually. But this is the stamp set that I'm using here. It's the Perennial Postage. This is kind of part of that mega suite with the lavender, and it has all sayings. Whereas the lavender stamp set is all lavender sprigs. Do I have that now? Yes, I do. Painted lavender. So this is again part of that same suite, and it has dies that go along with it to cut out the items, those stamped images. So Painted Lavender has all of the images. Perennial Postage has all of the sayings. And I really like that this one has some nice long sayings here. So here for you always. Thank you for your friendship. You are loved beyond measure. This one's not very long, but it will definitely fit as well. But I know you will get through this. I think is just a lovely saying. So for me, this was a no-brainer. I love crafting with different sayings. I get tired of the same happy birthday, da da da. I really like to match the font and the feel of the card, and this I think is going to match a lot of different projects. So I've got that You Are Loved Beyond Measure mounted up here. I'm going to just start taking out my little pieces. So fresh Freesia ink would work. I'll read you off some of the other colors that work in this pack here. So Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, Orchid Oasis, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, and Starry Sky. So many options for you. This Fresh Freesia though is just such a nice light purple. Ooh, I'm trying here. Trying not to bump the camera with my forehead. Yay, it worked. Close this up right away. And I'm going to take out all my other little pieces here. So while this dries, I'm going to use my bone folder to score and burnish this card back. That just makes it fold really nicely and stay closed. Now I'm going to show you a little trick here. You could definitely have cut this designer series paper as a 4" by 5¼ piece, but if you want to save on your paper, and I'm always about maximizing value, you can take a 4" by 4" piece of paper, cut it diagonally, and split it, and then put these layering pieces over top. Works great. So let's get this layered on. I'm just making sure that the 3 borders that I'm working with, so the left, the bottom, and the right, are equal. Oh, I haven't switched it back so I can see you. Oh, hello. Barbara is here from Arizona. How fabulous. Michelle agrees, words are hard. Yes, thank you for that. I think, yeah, oh yeah, Michelle just witnessed me craft on the plane. Yes, Michelle is a crafter too. We went on a trip and we crafted on the plane. It perhaps could have been maybe more successful, but I think it's wonderful to have cardstock that is mimosa scented. You know, crafting around my kids, and I craft when I'm camping, I craft everywhere. So mimosa scented is kind of like the best case scenario, really. I'm putting this onto my border piece. You might have a purple piece. This is Gorgeous Grape, or you might have the Pretty Peacock. I'm going to also glue this onto the shimmery piece of vellum. You can see with vellum, it's kind of see-through. And so when I was planning out this card, I actually cut for 48 and then did my sample, and I was like, oh, darn it. I made it so that it was not like it's kind of visible if you put it like this. There, you can kind of see that extra little line there. So my workaround with that is that we're going to put dimensionals on the back side here of the vellum, which is going to lift it up, and you can't even tell that the designer series paper underneath ends a little bit short. So that's one of the things that happens when you're crafting on the fly, right? So putting stamp and seal, like I said, on the back of that, you'll notice that I'm going to be like, what was Kelly doing when she was cutting these pieces? I tell you, there's method to the madness, and that's because when you're putting it on the angle, you never know where the pieces are going to end. So if you try to stamp in the middle and you don't, then you can still fix it at this point, and then we can perfectly angle it and cut it to match that. So let's put on some dimensionals on the back there. Oh, Priscilla, yes. Winka Stella has been having a bit of a rough go. It is still not available from Stampin' Up because we're having issues with the supply of this item. So as of right now, I don't know of anything. It's not discontinued. It's still showing as like a part of the annual catalog offering, but it's showing as a date to be determined on the back order list. So I'm sorry. Yes, I will let you know when that does come in. I will make a note that you are interested in this. So let's just take a look at our little vellum pieces. I did one sprig up at the top, and I'm putting this on with little strips here of Stampin' Seal. So Stampin' Seal, and then I've got them kind of sprigging coming out of the top, and then out of the bottom. You don't have too much room, so just maybe keep an eye on that, because as nice as it is to go crazy with overhangs, sometimes it doesn't work with our envelopes as much, right? And then put on this one here. I'm just kind of angling it a little bit like that. And then now I can take my dimensional backers off. I can match up the angle. Again, it doesn't really matter because you can't really see as long as you've got those dimensionals there, but it's best if you can match it up as well as you can. Then going from the back side, we're going to just use the card to glide our scissors along and trim off the excess. I love a really solid card layout, and this is one that stands the test of time. It's simple, it's beautiful, and for certain sayings, I think simple is even more important than layered and crazy embellishment. That being said, I am going to add a few embellishments because we gotta, right? I'm going to put two up here, two little ones up here, and one down here. So I always put two that are different, and then, you know, a solo one down at the bottom there. Method to the madness. Who knows? Who knows why we do these funny things? But you can see there's a slight difference actually. These two pattern papers look quite similar. However, when we go closer, we can see that one of them has like the white flowers, a lot of them, and then one of them has like, it looks like purple hydrangeas or something like that. So I think those are really pretty. And then this one here is totally different. Also from this designer series paper pack, I think this is one of the most beautiful paper packs that we've ever had. Again, if you get my product share, then you will get a sheet of each of these designer series papers cut down 6 inches by 6 inches. So you get a sampling of everything. So also in this pack, you get these gorgeous big sprigs here. On the back side is this natural kind of handmade paper look, but it's all smooth, so it's just like a photograph really. And then we got some more lavender sprigs there on the back side. We got like a pretty peacock. Oh, that might be shaded spruce actually, in terms of the color. This one is one of the prettiest ones, I think, when it's coming in from the corners. I'm kind of showing this upside down a little bit, so. You got like a gingham pattern on the back here with white and natural small sprigs of lavender. Beautiful purple. This is another one of my favorites, but you guys, my favorite is this green one. It's got all the most beautiful colors of green from our color offering, and I just love this card. So as you finish up there, I'm going to show you where these products come from. So nothing in Sale-A-Bration on this card, but just as a reminder, you can definitely receive an item free for every $60 order that you spend. This mini catalog has one page where we got it all. This perennial lavender suite. So I showed you that designer series paper that's called the perennial lavender designer series paper. And then there's those two bundles that I showed you. So painted lavender has no sayings in it, it's all images. And perennial postage is the one that comes with all those awesome postage stamp dies. And these come, see how well I can show you here. These come in all different sizes. So you can see they're nested right now, but you just pick out the size that you choose. There's larger rectangles, smaller rectangles, and even 2 squares. This is a really fun one here. This little like ticket almost looks like. And then this piece here will turn any of these into a tag by punching a little hole. And then also, you know how they have those little reinforcements on certain like old-fashioned tags? This will punch out a little circle too. Or maybe you want this type of a tag hole, And then this piece here is actually not a die cutter, it's an embosser. So this you would put up on the corner and it will give the embossed look as you crank it through your machine. It's going to press into the paper and not cut anything out, but give the impression of this into the paper. So the little butterfly and the postage stamp authorization. So also on this page, we haven't used these, but these are the butterflies that I talked about that swapper using to color and make their own. But we have used the purple fine shimmer gems, and these I've hacked to pieces here. I've got some of them left. The colors that I used on this project are 2 out of 3, so I used Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather, and you can see that pinky color there is the Berry Burst. So I'm excited to use that on a card that's a little bit more pink and less of this purple. So as I'm going here, you might be still crafting, that's totally fine. And if I'm going too fast for you, just make sure to watch the replay. You can catch that on YouTube starting tomorrow or on Facebook starting immediately after I finish the live event here. On page 126, we've got our vellum cardstock, which I love. That's just in that translucent color. And the vellum that I used for this part here is actually from that free gift that I'm giving to people who spend over $120 on their order this month. The punch that I used for that translucent paper, just the kind of whitish colored, is the bow punch from the annual catalog. Okay, are you guys ready for the next project? I hope so. This one, you might have a card background, so a large rectangle, in the boho blue color, or you might have the fresh freesia color. So just make sure you're grabbing that one. And I'll show you what the finished card looks like here. So the finished card features our beautiful Light and Airy Sale-A-Bration paper and a stamp set of your choice, whatever greeting that you want. We've got this little cut bird that's taken straight out of this design series paper actually. And I'm going to show you this fun ribbon technique as well. That's like a bow, but not. It's like bow-ish. So pretty, right? So when we're crafting this card, again, grab whatever stamp set that you want. The one that I'm using here is actually one of our Sale-A-Bration products with a $120 order. And so this one's a deluxe one because it is used, it's bundled along with the embossing folder. We used that one last month. It's got all those little dots. It's really pretty, and you can see it in the catalog. I'll show it to you a little bit later. These might look a little bit disjointed, but it's because it's made for two-step stamping. So what you do is ink up the flowers in one color, and then ink up the vines in another. So then you'd stamp probably the vines first, and then you'd nest the flowers, including the little bud, into this openings here. So the same thing goes for this two-step stamping here. So you stamp the vines, and then you can stamp the beautiful flowers coming on the top. But you know what? I am really loving the sayings in this stamp set. So I'm going to use I really appreciate you when you're mounting up your stamps. This grid paper or this grid mat is so easy as well, because you can just perfectly align it and then you can pick it up from there. Another great saying set is from our Sale-A-Bration offering too. So Easter, Mother's Day, love, Dad, hello, and enjoy your day. Perfect. This is called Heartfelt Hellos, free with a $60 minimum order. The color of ink that I'm using here is the boho blue, but you could use the fresh freesia, so the same as the first card there, and that would match perfectly. Of course, any grays or Like soft grays would work for this card too. I've already got this cardstock base folded in half, and I was just about to tuck away this clear envelope, and I thought I should mention, don't get rid of these. These are so handy, and they're actually mailable in Canada too. They'll keep your cards protected when you are storing them in your boxes or however you store your cards. And when you go to post them, it's protected from the rain, snow, from dropping on the ground if your kids are collecting the mail like my kids do, and something always ends up on the ground, inevitably. You just hope it's not like in the garage in like the big mud puddle, right? Okay, so you've got a few different things to kind of keep track of here. And what I would recommend that you do is kind of work on the composition of your piece here. Now I happen to have, would you believe it, 3 birds that have all been facing to the right. I like the birds facing to the middle of the card, so if I had a bird that was facing to the left, I would have mirrored this. I would have put this over on this side and then had my little bird facing that way, right? But I don't have to make that decision, I guess, because it's a non-issue. I have 3 right facing birds, so they're going to hang out on the left hand side of my paper. But what I'm going to do here is just start putting the pieces together. So using Stampin' Seal to put this together, we'll put our Designer Series paper on. And these are pretty small little mats, so you might have to just kind of wiggle it around to get it perfectly aligned. I think I got that there. Then put this on with some Stampin' Seal. We'll get dimensional happy later. There we go. And then, now that I've got that kind of in its place, I'm going to just kind of lay out the rest of it to make sure that I'm putting it together the way that I want, and so that I have an idea of where to put my stamped image. Of course, everything can be moved around from here, but it's kind of nice to have a nice spot here. I haven't put any dimensionals, so I'm just going to stamp with the paper underneath. Not a problem, because I'm not stamping over any of the ridges or edges. I really appreciate you. Boho Blue, what a wonderful in color. It's this kind of calming and soothing. Now we've got our ribbon piece. Sorry, that fell out over on the side over here. Are you guys ready for me to maybe what am I seeing here? Oh my gosh. I love spammers. It's so ridiculous. I'm just going to hide that now because it's just distracting me. Okay, so I'm going to blow your mind here with a little bit of a bow that is not a bow. Okay, are you guys ready for this? I've got like a 9-inch piece of ribbon, and it's one of my favorite lengths of ribbon. Isn't it funny that we have these favorite things? Because normally I'm doing a bow or something like this, which just has it wrapped on top of each other a couple of times. So we're going to do that same idea, but the only difference is I'm going to make these little ends come out just a little bit here. Okay, so we've got still the same kind of loop happening here, this like zigzag back and forth. And now is the weird part. Okay, I'm going to take it. Are you guys watching? And I'm going to just fold half of it down like this. And so when we do that, we get this almost non-bow. Like it's a bow, but it's a non-bow. If you had it like this, then that would be like a bow. Or if you had like that knot in the middle, right? That would be a bow. But this is like kind of like a saggy bow. Do we call it a saggy bow? I don't really like saggy. Saggy is not an attribute that I think of in normally in like a positive way. I kind of strive to like not have saggy in my life. So I don't know. Okay, let's work on this. You guys think if you can come up with something that's not a saggy bow. I'm going to use my this is my tear and tape. I was going to say Stampin' Seal, but tear and tape to kind of glue this on. So putting a little bit on there. I've still got this pinched. I'm not worried about the ends. I'm going to cut those off later. But using my tear and tape, I'm going to put this onto my card. And yeah, no saggy. Okay, a jaunty bow. Okay, I love it. I love it. That's like happy. It's playful. Like that's what I wanted, not saggy. Okay, let's erase saggy from our minds. We don't want any saggy bows. Oh man, saggy bows. Okay, so with this jaunty bow, it's so playful. It's so happy. I've got a little bit of adhesive on here, okay? So you might want to leave it at that. You might want to add in a little bit more. So what I'm going to do actually is put on just a bit more. And you can see I'm covering up one of them that I haven't even taken the backing off. That's okay. You can use this tear and tape as like an actual tape or a double-sided tape. So one-sided or two-sided, however you want. Now, we've got quite a bit of bulk in that corner, so we're going to make sure to add dimensionals to the other sides. There we go. And pop that over here. Now we can take our ribbon scissors. If you haven't already, treat yourself. We don't sell these big ones anymore, but treat yourself to a pair of snips that you don't cut anything sticky with. During Sale-A-Bration, this is a wonderful time to treat yourself to something that you're going to thank yourself for every day when you use them. And yes, honestly, I think it's like $13 for an extra pair of snips. You're going to love them. They're going to be so sharp. If you tie a piece of ribbon on, then you'll remember that those are your ribbon snips, and you won't have any confusion. And when you go to cut ribbon, it's going to glide through like butter. Here we go. A little birdie on there. I know they're so cute and pudgy, aren't they? Now, taking my take your pick tool, I'm just going to take these gorgeous little, they're quite large actually, but these embellishments and pop them on. Just like that. I really appreciate you. Pretty, right? All right, let me show you where these products come from. We're definitely using Sale-A-Bration products on this card. So the first item is this Flight and Airy paper. And this one has all of those adorable little birds on their branches, on little flower sprigs. I might not have all the designs here. I think I used many of them. More flowers. This one's really reminiscent of an old a bird and flower branch set that we had. But I like the colors of this one even better. They're like softer and more pinks and purples. And then this is the sheet where I cut out all those little birdies. On the back side of these, we've got some flower designs and some solids. So a really great mixture of beautiful feminine, feminine, soft floral patterns, and even a little bit of like a wire mesh on there too, if you want to make a little bird cage. There we go. Yes, okay. So Michelle is saying, hide them from your family. My family doesn't know about my good scissors. Yes, that is the key, isn't it? And then the running joke is my husband comes downstairs. We have a fridge in the basement, and he's like gonna cut apart I don't know, like packages of sandwich meat or something. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna use your ribbon scissors. Like, don't you dare. So yeah, it just never gets old for him. He thinks it's funny every time, and every single time he gets a reaction. The other Sale-A-Bration item that I used here is the Softly Sophisticated, and this has that embossing folder free with a $120 purchase. You get the stamp set and the embossing folder. It's a really beautiful, it doesn't say 3D, but it definitely gives the look of a 3D. It gives so much texture when you use that one. If you have a chance, take a look at my January 2024 would be when we showcase that embossing folder. Okay, I just have one tag here to remind you about our online exclusives, because this stitched rectangle actually comes from a die pack that's not featured in any catalog. So when you're crafting and when you're looking for items that you're falling in love with, make sure you check online too. There's a whole online exclusive section. And this great pack here is called the Radiating Stitches dies. You've got some great standard images and then 3 different sizes of rectangles with different sizes of radiating stitches on them. Love it. This is a really great one, which I use a lot, and I like the size of them too. They're nice. All right, so nothing from the mini catalog for that one, but we do have a couple of items from the annual catalog. So big annual catalog here. We use the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I did so many projects, so I'm having to like dig around kind of strangely in my drawers here. Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. They've got such a pretty color to them. Can you see the pinks and the yellows and the greens and almost like aquamarine too? I love the different sizes. You've got the largest size there and the smallest size on your project that we used. The textured ribbon is actually from our In Color ribbon. So this is the boho blue, which perfectly matches the cardstock, but it also comes in wild wheat, copper clay, moody mauve, pebbled path, and then that boho blue that we use there. All right, you guys ready for the next project? Again, if I'm going too fast, don't stress. Those 2 are the bonus projects. Now this is onto the regular club. This is what you would receive if you just got the free shipping option. Those other ones are bonuses. So I always like to entice people to get the bonus, but otherwise I'm happy to include free shipping for the 3 cards that we're using for club. This is the project that we're going to be creating here. This beautiful soft serve, which makes me think of Dole Whip. This would be a pineapple and I think raspberry swirl. I think it was raspberry, right, Michelle? We're going to do a couple of different techniques on this, but I wanted to show you the difference here. This one, of course, is using a reverse. So this front layer here is pink, this front layer is yellow, so that's obviously going to look different. But the difference for this one is too that I've added actually some extra color. So using my blending brushes and some ink pads here, I'm going to add a little bit of extra color on. So why don't we do that first, since we're thinking of it. This card is so cute. It has kind of a little bit of a fun fold. I went crazy with the fun folds or like non-traditional folds this month, but I just love this one with the little border stripped down the side and then this other little pocket here. So I've already done this scoring for you there and then cut 1 inch off. All right, let's show you what we've got going on. The colors are Bubble Bath and Lemon Lolly. And then we also have our cone, which is a crumb cake color. So crumb cake, bubble bath, lemon lolly. And we've got 2 different sizes of blending brushes. To be honest, I have a mixture of everything. And so I just keep them in this cute little container here, but we also have little storage containers as well. And then you can just rinse them out. But I find I have certain favorite go-to colors that I like. And it just kind of seems to work out, and I don't actually clean them very often at all. They just live like this. When you're using your blending brushes and the mat, the glass mat, it is a dream come true. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of the ink, then starting off of the paper, I can actually use the glass mat almost like a palette to draw the ink in and concentrate it around the edge. Now this you want to be really careful of because it's of course very dainty. But we can add that extra color in, giving it just a little bit more depth. Again, be so careful with this dainty one. You can get a little bit more rough with the backing piece. Oh yes, Priscilla, have you tried this spicy Dole Whip? It was on my to try list, and I didn't get to it. I think it was just maybe like a little bit too cool on our trip. I didn't Dole Whip it up the way I wanted to. Oh, see you later, Priscilla. You'll have to fill me in about that spicy Dole Whip at another time. I love talking Disney, and I love talking Dole Whips. Over on my shelf over here, I actually have like a little container sculpted as a Dole Whip. For those of you who haven't been to Disney or Hawaii, you might not know about Dole Whip, but it is so delicious. It's in my little Dole Whip container, so I can always have it with me whenever I'm in my happy place, my crafting room here. So in Disneyland and Disney World, they sell Dole Whip, which is made of non-dairy, so it's just like pineapple. I tried making it on my own, and they say pineapple and Cool Whip, but like it's kind of, sort of, but not really. I'm going to do a bit of stamping with the bubble bath, but I'm going to come back to that. Yeah, our to eat list was very long, like Michelle says. I'm going to my crumb cake now, and again, just starting off the edges a little bit and rubbing a little bit in. You can put your finger on the top if you want more pressure. If you want a lighter look, then just hold further down on the brush handle. I don't do anything very gently, so I'm going to just go for it here. I also want to get the job done so that we can keep things rolling here. So you can definitely finesse yours. I'm going to just mash mine. There we go. Okay, so putting that away, I said that I kept my bubble bath out, and that's because I'm going to stamp my saying on here. Okay, I'm using from the Matchy Matchy stamp set, Ice Cream Swirl, a couple of different sayings actually. I have Hope Your Day is Sweet, which fits perfectly onto that tag, and then Make a Wish, that's going to go inside. I've also mounted up the strawberry, and I'm going to show you a little fun technique with that. Okay, so putting this to the side, grabbing my little tag. There we go. And then I'm going to clean this mat. Don't let me forget that. So hope your day is sweet. There we go. Again, with this glass mat, it doesn't matter if you have a table that warps or not. This glass mat stays so straight. It's fabulous to stamp on. So if you find you're not getting a nice clean stamped image, you might want to consider putting something underneath. Catalog often works well, but nothing, like not even my IKEA table here, which doesn't really work, nothing has given me the nice even pressure that this glass mat has. Like, what have I been doing with my life before this? Oh, I didn't show you guys this. This is the cleaning cloth that comes as a part of the glass mat kit, and I just kind of fold it up and put it in a case. It stays moist for, it's been in there moist for a couple weeks. You don't have to keep re-wetting it, and it doesn't take anything other than just water too. So rinse it under the tap, rinse it clear. It might still be inky looking, but as long as it rinses clear, it's ready to keep doing its job. Let's take our designer series papers now, and we're going to glue these on. Oh, I do love Dole Whip though. Now I'm dreaming of Dole Whip. So this piece here is going to be centered on the flap. Now, I measured this out, but sometimes when you do a score, it changes the length of the paper a little bit. So you might just want to double check that you've got the proper spacing side to side there. I apologize if it's not completely perfectly centered, but we do our best, don't we? There we go. So that little striped piece is going to be visible when the card is open and closed. Now I know the layout though, I can stamp my Make-A-Wish on the inside. So again, taking my bubble bath, Make-A-Wish, and then I thought a cute little thing to add on to this would be this adorable strawberry. So you can see the strawberry has its little topper there too. So what I'm going to do is just ink up the strawberry with my bubble bath. Then I'm going to take my Stampin' Up marker. These are our water-based markers. So these are some of the ones that I was mentioning earlier you can now get with a $120 purchase. The key with this technique is to on the stamp, just moisten it with your breath, and then it stamps perfectly. Then once again, I can come back in here, take the brush tip, apply it to the top, and then you've got this cute little strawberry. Oh no, I didn't huff on that one. Oh, it's all right. That turned out okay. I must have been fast about it, okay? Okay. So I was going to show you these Stampin' Up markers. These are different. You know by looking at the tip of them, it's round. These are the new core color collection, which you can redeem with $120 purchase. Such a good deal. What did we say that was? A $55 value? Amazing. One thing I want you guys to take a closer look at here with this die cut piece will give you a hint at how this is created. So this die piece actually has a few different features to it. So when you're cutting it, it's actually going to cut out this whole piece here with a score line in the middle. And if we take a look, you can actually see that score line here. So this is meant to be folded back, and then you could have this card that opened up like that, right? Then we have the second piece, which doesn't cut anything. It just impresses into the paper. So when you're doing the die cutting, you can nest this inside, and you can use washi tape to hold it together. And then you're going to press that onto the paper, crank it through your big boss or your mini boss, and it's going to get the impression on the paper, do the cutting, and then you can also do this fun fold. For this, I said to Kathy, though, don't worry about trimming it so well. We will be covering that up anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to put this on with some Stamp and Seal. Yay, Kathy, for your amazing cutting. Thank you so much for your help. Couldn't do it without you, my darling. Then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back side here. We'll pop that onto the card. Oh, I just want that Dole Whip right now. On the back side here, putting a couple bigger dimensionals, and there's one spot that fits a small dimensional perfectly here. I'm feeling like this weather, spring is just around the corner too. Getting ready for eating ice cream at home here in Edmonton, of all places. Edmonton in February are not things that you'd normally put together as like wanting ice cream, but we've been having such an amazing year. It's been really incredible, hasn't it? Not maybe good for like the ground moisture content, but hey, it's been really good for driving. This one, I'm going to have it hanging over the edge. So whenever I do that, I always put it where I want it, then flip it over and make sure I put my adhesive on the side so I don't glue my card shut. There we go. Now for this last little bit of ribbon and embellishments here, I'm just going to put these out so that I remember to. This little silicone piece here is so nice for keeping my life organized. Love that. So this ribbon here has a very different look. I'm just going to do a quick bow, and then I'm going to show you the actual technique that I did. So quick bow, and I'll show you the look. So this versus this. Different, right? Both cute, but different. I'm going to show you how to make this bit of a funky bow here. So taking the same ribbon, we're going to take our ribbon scissors. Again, with the ribbon scissors, you're going to notice a big difference. It doesn't have to be big ones like the ones that I'm using. It can definitely be just the paper snips that you don't use with anything sticky. I'm just snipping down the entire length. And I'm trying to do a pretty good job of like keeping the line going, but it's not a crucial thing if you don't. Now we're going to take both of those little mini ribbons and treat them as if they were big, like one solid ribbon. So putting them together as one. Here we go. Oh my goodness, what happened? What did I grab here? Nope, I lost a piece. Sorry guys, start again, start again. Like one of the things that are hard doing on like a live video, tying bows, stamping straight. Oh my goodness, did I do the same thing again? Where is it? Yeah, I did the same thing again. Sorry guys, third time's the charm. Am I making you feel better about your bow tying techniques? I think that's one thing I hear in my in-person classes the most is like, oh, I just can't tie bows. And it's like, you know what? I don't know if anyone can tie a really nice bow to begin with, but it's all about how you finesse it afterwards. You can just keep massaging it and making it just kind of sit in a fun, nice flat way. Or this one here is meant to be a little bit more 3D. Now I'm actually going to take my pieces here and fray them out a little bit, giving them extra little loops. So the part that you cut, you can fray some little pieces out, and it just gives this gorgeous halo of shine. This is a pretty ribbon combo pack, hey? It comes with the lemon lolly, the bubble bath, and then it also comes with the third color here, the 𝙧𝙚𝙬𝙗, which is a little bit of a departure in terms of its vibrancy, but I think it's a wonderful complement too. These are all some of our new core colors, and I've been talking a lot about that marker pack that you can get, and all three of these colors are included in that marker pack. So a really awesome product to have. I should mention as well, we have other markers which you might want to do, you know, that strawberry technique that I did. You might be curious, like, what if I just use my Stampin' Blends markers to do that technique? Oh my goodness, don't do that, please, 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 because the alcohol in the blends will essentially just color your stamp forever and ever. Yeah, not ideal. You could put this on with a mini glue dot. I'm really digging this tear and tape recently. So I just do a little strip of that tear and tape on the back. And usually you can kind of just lift that off. There you go. Stick that onto your card. Isn't that fun? So different, right? Oh, that's going to hang around. Get out of there. And I always trim this off when it's on the card. There we go. There we go. Little haircut. Final finishing touch. some lemon lolly dots. These are from one of my favorite new embellishments. I wanted to do the two different ones there. This pack, I can't help but be happy when you see it, right? Look at all those fun colors. It's great, isn't it? It's called the Rainbow Adhesive Back Dots. They're from the mini catalog. And if you decide to get the product share from me, you would get a strip. So you get a large and a small of all of the different colors there to play with. But I think this is one of them that you're definitely going to want to have a full pack of as well. Okay, so where do we find these products? Sale-A-Bration. Can you spot the Sale-A-Bration item? Maybe you can't. Maybe I'm being a little tricky with this one. This Sale-A-Bration item is actually from the Softly Stippled Designer Series paper. And these have beautiful patterns that are really floral based. And then there's one here that has that gorgeous linen look. And I just love that pool party linen so much. I wanted to have it in behind as like a textural element, almost like a tablecloth in behind my ice cream cone there. So that's our Sale-A-Bration item for that project. From our mini catalog, we have, oops, here we go. The Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper is the one that the stripes come from, or if you got the dots here, that came from there as well. This is such a fun pack. It comes 6 inches by 6 inches, but it's different format than our previous 6-inch by 6-inch, which has given us 4 of each of more designs. This one is now 8 each of 6 double-sided designs. So it's basically the equivalent of getting a 12 by 12 pack that's cut down. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Michelle. She says it's a really cute card. Thank you. I'm so happy. Got lots of fun stripes, really happy pastel colors. Look at those great colors, hey? Oh, I'm flipping ahead here, sorry. There we go. You've got little diamonds, you've got the little scallop border, and the stripes that we used, of course, it's like a little fishnet or diamond pattern, and the dots too, with some little clouds on the back. Also, the rainbow adhesive backed dots came from this suite as well. But to be honest, I kind of think about this bundle as being a part of this suite somehow, because it's just got the same colors for me in my brain as what should be coloring this sorbet. So you can see the ice cream swirl bundle. The samples here show a little bit more about how it cuts it out with that score line in the middle. But I really like the versatility of the stamp set. You can use donuts. You can turn this into the top of like a frappuccino or with a straw. You could turn this into a should I even say it? I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, and everything is poop. And so, of course, you can turn this into a poop emoji. I'm sorry I went there, you guys. I'm sorry. I should not do it because this is my escape from bathroom talk. But here I went for it again. Okay, annual catalog. Page 143, this sheer ribbon combo pack gives you 5 yards of each of those Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly. And then for our little tag here, that came from the Stylish Shapes dies, which give you an assortment of square, circle, and those little fishtail tags. A great set, especially to get during Sale-A-Bration. Sale-A-Bration is like a carte blanche for me. It's like, you know, whatever you want. It's like, now's your time, man, right? Like, oh, getting free stuff. It's fabulous. So you can use my excuse if you'd like as well. Okay, the next card that we're making looks something like this. And it features this really fun rock, oops, I kind of wanted to show this on actually, this rock and roll suite that we've got going on. This is a fun fold card wherein they can open it up like a regular card, or they can open it up and have it easeled open. Can you guys see that? So this little lightning bolt here is adhered on the inside, and it just easels it open so that you can write your message here and then have it fold away just like a regular card, and you can send that. So just while I'm getting ready here, I want to show you, because I don't want to forget, we have some brand new kits from our Kits collection. So this kind of looks like Paper Pumpkin, but it's very different. Kits collection is on our online store. You don't have to have a subscription. You know what the projects look like, and so you can order it based off of whatever appeals to you. But this is a fabulous kit because it includes no stamping. So you're not paying for a block, you're not paying for ink or a stamp set. And so this kit is only $20 before shipping and handling and GST. It makes 4 of each of 2 designs. And again, these are all pre-printed. It comes in multiple languages, so you don't have to worry. I'm sure you're going to be covered there, especially if you're watching me in English. And this, it just works so great. I really like the embellishments and all of the accents that go along with items from our annual catalog, or sorry, mini catalog. So the Rockstar Suite is from our mini catalog, and that gives you complementary imagery than what they've got going on there. They've got like more of an electric guitar, like, what would this be? It's like more of like a 90s electric guitar. And then the drumsticks here with the You Rock sentiment. So much fun. While I'm thinking about it too, I'm going to show you these other kits that we got in. Panda Friends is another non-stamping kit. These make wonderful gifts for people who haven't got any products or any supplies to use along with them. It's completely all-inclusive kit. This one again makes 4 cards in 2 designs, $20 before shipping and handling and GST. You got your fun printed envelopes, and these have some really fun cutaway panels too. So it says, "Hey there," and "Love you lots" for these. Great and so cute. Then we also have a new kit, another new kit from our Kids collection. This one's called Birthday Sparkle. This one's a little bit more expensive because it comes with all the consumable supplies and also a stamp set and an ink spot. So it's a little bit more. It's got "It's Your Birthday," "Happy Cake Day," "Yay," and then some patterns to put on the balloons, and then a little balloon string, or you can do patterns with that big long line as well. So Early Espresso is the ink. It includes a block and then all the consumable supplies to create a total of 6 cards. So you've got 3 each. Oh, it's kind of got a glare, sorry guys. It's got the shimmery, it's like got glitter paper in there, glittery gold, and also foil, gold foil. These are tags in the middle, so 3 of each. You get 2 card styles, 2 tag styles, and they're so pretty and neutral. Of course you can spice it up with some more color, but I really like this neutral pack. I think this really gives us something different than what we've seen in their Kids collection so far. Okay, so thank you for coming along with me on a little tangent. Now we're going to start making this card. So I brought out this stamp set before, but I'm going to be using this for my saying. So have a rock and roll birthday is what I'm using. And the matchy color of ink would be Coastal Cabana to go with your cardstock base. You could also use any red, of course, would look really good. The yellow is Daffodil Delight, or black, of course, is go-to favorite for mine as well. So let's get organized here. I've got clear envelopes falling all over the place. There we go. So Coastal Cabana, we're going to stamp that onto our oversized guitar pick here. Isn't that fun die? You could use it as a guitar pick, or you could use it as just like an interesting shape, right? Like that's all it has to be. So depending on how you how big your saying is that you're using. You might orient this in a different way. Rock and roll birthday. I like that this one looks kind of rough around the edges. It looks like a little bit almost antiqued already. While that's drying here, let's get this folding done on our card. So folding it in half and burnishing along that score line. That's at 5.5 inches. And then at 2 3/4, so basically half of that, I folded another one. Now we've done this type of card before where we folded it here, so it ends up being a Z card, a Z card. This one, we want to fold it in. So it's a bit of a different fold, and that's going to give us that fun easel look. So when we fold it like this, now it can fold up. Okay, let's start putting our pieces together here. So grabbing our little tape decks and turntables and our square piece. I really like the squareness of this, and to be honest, I cut this to have a little bit of an overlap. So the overlap that I'm going to do is overlapping this square piece over top of the rectangle piece. So I'll show you what I mean here. You could try to cut it perfectly, but what I've learned, despite trying for many years to be perfect, nobody is perfect. So what I do is I build in little like fail safes to make sure that it looks perfect, but it might, you know, might not be totally perfect, but it's gonna look perfect. So I've got this one aligned here, so it's equal on the bottom, and then I've got this one here, so it's equal on the top, and it's just gonna overhang a little bit onto that so that I don't have a gap with yellow coming in between there. You would really notice that, I think. On the back of this yellow, let's put on some dimensionals. Why not? We love dimensionals. Oh, parenting. Yes, I know how that goes. Good night, Michelle. So glad that you were able to join tonight. And so glad you can catch the replay again. I think I talked about this at the beginning. I love the flexibility of the online classes and the fact that you can watch them on replay. You know, once you give away the card, you still have a reference of what you made and kind of a refresher too, right? I love that. It also makes it so that you don't have to be in Edmonton with me to craft along. I've put dimensionals underneath the yellow, and then to hold this onto my cardstock base, I'm going to use some tear and tape. This because I want that extra holding power, especially because it's just being adhered on the bottom half here. So as always, I'm going to flip this over so that I don't put adhesive where I don't want it. I'm actually going to put 3 strips on here. There we go. So take your pick. Is an excellent little helper when it comes to tearing off these backing pieces. And then we'll just slide this on. I'm going to the left hand side so that I can have my guitar kind of floating up in the air on the other side. So again, we only adhered the bottom so that we can have this fabulous little easel look. Since we're talking about the easel, let's take our little lightning bolt. This I've created as like a puffy sticker. It's on a full dimensional, and I'll show you how I did that in just a couple minutes here. But this is such a handy trick to keep in your back pocket when you want something to be dimensionalized completely behind it. So I'm making this about like a 1 inch down from the top here, and then I just put my little lightning bolt there so it can be easeled up like that. So fun. Let's finish it off with our rock and roll birthday. Some dimensionals there. Again, I'm not putting it over here because I want that to be floating in space. This card has a lot of dimensionals on it, but I like it. It kind of just seems to work though somehow. And then for our guitar, you will have to do a little bit of trimming here. So just take a peek. There might be little nubs, or you might have to go around the entire guitar to get that trimmed up nicely. I'm just going to trim off these couple of little pieces here. There we go. And for this part, I'm actually going to use some Stampin' blends. So the colors that I'm using are the Daffodil Delight, that matches the yellow. And then we've got the Dark Cherry Cobbler. Should I do red on the middle? Maybe. I kind of want it to be mostly red. I think I'm going to kind of mimic this with doing yellow on the inside. I'm going to use the fine point to this. These are different markers than what we used before when I was coloring on the actual stamp itself. These are our alcohol-based markers, which kind of work like a Sharpie, like a permanent Sharpie. They come in light and dark as a pack. I always start with the dark, and then I go to the light. And once the color is actually on the paper, it still is able to be moved around, which is so much fun when you're crafting. It just means that you're going to get a beautiful blended look. There's a big brush tip and there's a smaller brush tip. One thing I will say though is be careful of saturating this paper. This is not cardstock, this is designer series paper. So you're going to get a bit of bleeding around the edges if you oversaturate your paper. So if you're worried about that, just color a little bit in from the line, and then if you need to, you can go back and touch it up. I would do the fretboard as well. For some reason, I just want it to be all colored in. So I'm working with the darker color at first here, and then I'm going to come in and do a highlight with the lighter color. So as I come in with the lighter color, I'm going to move on top of that darker color and then fill it in as well. I like to do an outline just to make sure I've got a nice crisp edge there, and then you can work your way through here. Like I said, I'm going to focus a little bit more on that border between the light and the dark and leaving a little bit of like a highlight. If you want to enhance that highlight, you can also go in with our color lifter, and that will bleach out a little bit of the color that you've even put on the paper already. Pretty cool. So that's going to go with a dimensional on the back side. I'm not going to worry about putting a dimensional on the fretboard because it's going to be sticking up into the air, kind of floating in space. I got to move this up just a little bit because it's sticking. Oh, my dimensional came off. That's what's happening. There we go. This is another way of doing it, right? There's always two ways to... I'm not going to finish that. I don't like the end of that saying. But there are two ways. Let's say there's two ways to do everything. This last little embellishment, you might have a little lightning bolt, or you might have a couple stars. These are so fun. I just kind of put them kind of over here. Oops, where did that sticky come off already? Oh boy. Well, good thing we have mini glue dots. I'm just going to roll this in half. These are supposed to be adhesive back. They were, but I think I just pulled the adhesive off somehow. There we go. Use that to pick it up. There we go. Have a rock and roll birthday with an easel. I love that, hey? You might want to put the star or something up there. However you decide. I'm sure it's going to look great. Okay. I want to show you where these blocks come from. I just lost my train of thought there for a second. Don't mind me. Nothing from Sale-A-Bration for this project, but from the mini catalog. I've used so much of the rock and roll suite. So Of course, the bundle has that rock star stamp set and the dies that go along with it. We've used the adhesive back lightning and stars, and then we have this amazing rock and roll designer series paper, which is all in black and white. So this is where all of our guitars came from. And then the rest of the sheets are really cool graphic patterns. I love this look. Like grungy, and we know that anything that's black and white, or white especially, can be colored with our blending brushes. So we could make this blue or pink or purple, whatever color that we wanted. I really like this sheet here, which makes it look like paint on a canvas. This would be really fun. We've seen this kind of a background for some of our more elegant designer series papers, perhaps in like, you know, a bunch of different colors. You can make it totally customized. You've got the texture here on the paper, and then you can make it whatever color that you want. And the back side of that has, again, more of that black and white pattern. And remember that you have that kit that goes along with this too, that coordinates perfectly. Love that. From our annual catalog, we have just our Simply Scored tool. This is a tool that I use for creating these score lines, and it makes it so easy because you can mark it. There's little plastic markers that come with this, and so you put the little markers in there, and then you can score a whole bunch of these and make some really fun fold cards in a very easy way. You can also do boxes, 3D projects, a whole bunch of different things with that. Okay, last card. Last card. Another like fun fold. So this card here, you might have different colors of background, and I'll show you what the samples look like here. Oh boy, this drawer is chaos. Okay, so this is using a gorgeous designer series paper called Nature's Sweetness. It's a whole suite that showcases kind of like around 3 different plants mostly. So we've got the cacao plant, the vanilla bean, and this is actually prunes. So you got the flowers and the little prunes on there. So I really like this paper, and it's kind of inspired me to go a little bit monochromatic. And this is the card we're going to be creating. It's got these beautiful gold papers, and then it folds open to reveal an extra panel where we can put another saying. You might even have the copper clay color here, and when you open that up, it will look something like that. These are our newest in colors. They're the ones that come with Moody Mauve and Boho Blue, but these 3 especially read to me as a matte metallic. So this is like a matte copper, matte gold, and a matte pewter or silver. And so it's something so different, and I really, really like them. Like, they're really growing on me. So this one here, we're going to start putting together. I didn't use any inks per se on this one. I am just using embossing. So if you guys want to bust out some gold embossing, this is the perfect project for it. Get all your little bits and pieces out, and then I'll take a closer look on the closer look at the tour here. So we've got one of these modern oval punch, which I put horizontally with a saying, and then we have a second one, which depending on what stamps you have in your collection, you might put this one vertically. I'm featuring stamps from this Notes of Nature, which is in that same suite. Notes of Nature has that spackle, has some sayings there. It also has some graphic images. And you can see on this project here, I stamped that little spackle here, and then I stamped this leaf, and then the rest of this was all on the designer series paper. So you can add as much or as little metallics and stamping as you want. Let's grab our stamps here. got my Versamark, and you guys, I think I'm doing it. I'm remembering my embossing buddy. The embossing buddy I normally have, that's what this is here. It's supposed to be sticky, but it's not anymore. It was double-sided tape, so I could just stick that embossing buddy on there and always have it on my Versamark, so I could always have it when I needed it. But you know what? Some things I remember and some things I don't. And sometimes I just can't remember that embossing buddy. I don't know what it is. I'm on a mission, I think. I can't wait to get to the good part, which is the actual like heat embossing. Oh my gosh, you guys, I almost forgot it again. Even just about after talking about forgetting it, right? So just putting a little bit of that on there will take away any sticky fingerprints or static electricity that may cause the embossing powder to be held. Oopsie daisy. There we go. It might be held on in the wrong spot. Okie dokie. So let's stamp just a little note. My Versamark, you can see, is a little worse for wear, but it works great for embossing. Versamark is our most versatile ink. It doubles as every color of the rainbow, in addition to the sticky ink that we use for embossing. So we're going to use its sticky property today. And that you can see when I glide this embossing powder over top, and it sticks just where we want it. So beautiful. You always want to take off. Oh, I had some on my fingers, so I had it nice and clean, and then I had some on my fingers. So that needs to be heat set, but I'm just going to scoop up the embossing powder onto this. I can do them both at the same time. Okay, you might have like a little paintbrush that you use. I have that over on the side. I'm just using my fingers. So using my heat tool, I can heat set this. I don't know if you can see it as it starts to change. The powder sinks into the paper and we're left with this beautiful gold embossing. You see it starting to change there? Once the heat tool gets warmed up, it really goes quite quickly. You want to make sure you don't do too much and scorch the paper. But if you look at it, you can usually see when it's ready to go. So just a little note to say hello. I'm also going to do a little embossing onto the one rectangle sheet that doesn't have a hole out of it. So there's holes out of 2 out of 3. Just grab this one here and you can, do a little bit of, what am I going to do? I want to do this beautiful leaf. So a little bit more heat embossing. Oh no, guess what I forgot? Seems about right. There we go. And once again, just scooping that up. This is my favorite technique of all time. It like incorporates all of my favorite things. This reminds me of, remember as a kid you would sometimes make like cinnamon toast, like cinnamon sugar toast? This makes me think of that. Oh, I had one bit of it that didn't ink up properly. Oh well. Meant to be a little bit distressed, right? The things we tell ourselves when we make a mistake. Perfect. So now that we've got all of our pieces stamped, ready to roll, I'm going to start assembling I'm showing you how this all comes together because there's a few different parts to it. Okay, so let's start with our base. There's going to be one side that's longer than the others. That's the back panel. And then this is going to fold towards it and then back. When I am scoring, it's already scored, sorry, when I'm burnishing it, I'm flattening it out so I'm not rubbing on the paper already like that. And the same thing when I do it this way. I'm just going to fold it out so I'm not rubbing on the paper unnecessarily, because sometimes you can get like a sheen on the paper. You might notice that. There we go. Okay, so we've got our card here, and it's going to fold out like this. Now on this little edge here, we're going to put this strip. Now I've purposely cut one of the angles, or one of the edges on an angle, and so that you would know which one was cut perfectly straight by Stampin' Up and which one to cut off. This is a longer sheet. Again, some things you just can't do perfectly. Nobody can. And that's cutting small strips of paper perfectly square when you're cutting just like the width ways. So what I do instead is trim it long, and then you can perfectly trim it to match your card. It's one extra step, but it means it's perfect every time, and that's important to me. We are going to now take our pieces of cardstock, designer series paper, and our white cardstock. Take the pieces that have a hole, and you'll find that there's a designer series piece that will coordinate with it. So this one here goes with the smaller one. This one here goes with the bigger one. This is just my sneaky way of using the most out of cardstock, especially when I can justify adding another layer. So that's ready to roll there. This one here, I guess you could choose, like, are you using the metallic side or are you using the other side? And this one here, just let me pull this up. Okay, so we're going to start from the front now and put our panels together. I put dimensionals on the back side of this one here. And we'll put that on centered and centered. It's not going to be equal top to bottom with side to side, but it can at least be centered. So you can see it's equal for the top and bottom, equal for the sides, but it's a different dimension for those ones. Now, following that same line, we will put the Stampin' Seal on for the inside. I don't like adding too much bulk to the inside of my cards, so I typically go with Stampin' Seal. That being said, I am going to just make sure your writing, if you've got it, is the right way. That would be funny. I am going to put these pieces on with some dimensionals. So I just wanted to keep this as flat as possible. So speaking of the tags, should we do that? Should we finish with these panels? Let's finish with the panels. I'm getting distracted already. So this is again going to follow that same line of centered top to bottom, and then equal space with a little border around it. Okay, now we've got our little tags that we've stamped. We'll put some dimensionals on the back side there. I love using every bit of the dimensional sheet, so that should do me for my final card, do you think? Are you guys dimensional crazy, or is it me? I feel like I'm moderately dimensional crazy. Like, I like dimensionalizing many items on my projects, but I don't use a lot behind each piece. So you might be the type of person who just adds, like on something like this you would put 4, or on a piece like this you would put like 12. Let me know, are you moderate? Are you crazy? Or are you like a little bit restrained in your dimensionals? To make this go up. It's kind of pretty. Thanks for making me smile. All right, we're almost finished this card here. We're finished on the inside. And so for this front cover, I'm just going to fold this out so that you can see what the inside looks like. But for the front cover, I am going to now take my ribbon and I'm going to fold it in 3. I might have given you just maybe 2 inches too much or something here. But I think about 3 inches wrapped back and forth on each other is really nice. So I'm going to cut that off eventually. But just to start with, let's start with that. And then we're going to take this leather twine. So again, this is all like another, I guess the theme of this month, the unofficial theme that I've just discovered is doing weird things with ribbon. Creativity with ribbon. We are getting creative and thinking outside the box. Did we tie a bow? Oh yeah, we tied a bow, but we took apart that ribbon before tying it with a bow, didn't we? Look at me, I'm trimming this before I have it on the card. So strange. Who am I? I'm using that tear and tape again, you guys. Can't get enough of this. I'm really enjoying the extra sticky power that it's giving me. And I just kind of put that over here. Now I'm going to trim off this leather thread. Can you see it has that beautiful gold on it? I love that. Final finishing touch are these 2 beautiful gold speckled gems. That's not actually what it's called, but I'll tell you in a minute here. I just put them up there. And there you have it. You've got your beautiful gold embossed card. It's quite monochromatic. We've got 3 different neutrals that we're working with. This is the Pebble Path Wild Wheat. And this one is Copper Clay. Love that card. I want to show you now where those products come from. So nothing from Sale-A-Bration, but we know we can redeem for Sale-A-Bration till the end of February in the mini catalog. Oh, I have this here to tell you about the online exclusive. The online exclusive product is this beautiful ribbon here. It's called the Center Stripe Ribbon in the Pecan Pie color. So that's the stitch that goes down the middle. I love that it's like a woven ribbon. It's throwing like classy burlap vibes to me, I think. And then that beautiful stitch down the middle just takes it up a notch too. So from the mini catalog, I use the Modern Oval Punch, which is kind of hidden on page 35, but is definitely available. And then on page 41, this Nature Sweetness is so pretty. I want to show you this Designer Series paper. So this is another one of those mega bundles where we have, mega suites, where you've got 2 bundles. You've got the Lovely and Sweet, which comes with a lot of imagery that kind of matches along with the Designer Series paper, and then some sayings that go along with it. And then the one that I used is the Notes of Nature, and that one has some really wonderful sayings, and then it has a little bit smaller sort of greenery and botanical pieces. So we've got, this is the Nature Sweetness Designer Series paper. It's all in white and gold, copper clay, and pebbled path. So as I go through the front here, everything is gold embossed. This is upside down, sorry. This one's got like book print with a speckle on it, beautiful leaves. This is like a grid. You see that? And then we've got onto our pebbled path, we've got this script. On the back side, we've got again, more neutrals. This one's kind of scribbly as well. This one's more like field notes. You see that? And then, again, more botanicals. This one's a really cool one because you can actually trim these out and get card fronts out of them. So we've got, again, the vanilla bean, the cacao, and the prunes. Nature's sweetness. Get it? Get it? Aw, you guys are so smart. Also, from this suite, we use the gold faux leather trim. This is such a different ribbon than anything that we've had before, and I just absolutely adore the thickness of it, the feel of it, that special gold sparkle on it. It's just everything. I think it's fabulous. And we also used the iridescent foil gems. These are probably my favorite adhesive out of the new mini catalog. They've got such a sparkle to them. They have like little foil pieces actually embedded in them, and because they're clear, we can color them and make them whatever color that we want. So using our Stampin' blends, so like say, you know, the red from the last card. This is a cherry cobbler color. I can just use my brush and go over the top. And then when you put that on your card, you've got now a red gold glitter gem. So pretty. So that's a part of this Just Kiddin' suite, but I think that this one goes with everything in the catalog because it's clear, it's gold, it's sparkly, and it's so pretty. From the annual catalog, what have I got here? Oh, I was going to mention here the sizing for these card bases that I used. Sorry guys, I just have to pull this apart a little bit. Here we go. So the sizing of this paper is actually made with a 12 by 12 inch sheet of paper. And that's because this is what I call the trifold with a border strip. So 5.5 inches by 11 3/4. So you're cutting 1/4 of an inch off of the end here, scoring at 3 3/4, scoring at 7.5 inches. This fold in this exact iteration cannot be made with 8.5 by 11 because of course we need that extra 3/4 of an inch. If you wanted to do something similar, this is an offset trifold which you can make with a 8.5 by 11. This will be 5.5 by 10 3/4. And so you're going to score at 3 3/4 and score at 7 inches. And then you get this card with a little bit less of a border here. And it's a little bit smaller than the other card as well. So you can kind of do the same thing. Feel free to screenshot these for your future reference. But I really appreciate having these templates done up so that I can always remember how to do these unfolds. So you might be wondering, like, what comes in a 12 by 12 paper? Well, actually, everything does if you get the assorted packs. So on page 125, if you take a look here, we've got 12 by 12 assorted cardstock packs where you get 20 sheets. And so that's 2 of each of 10 colors in the brights, neutrals, regals, and subtles. So those are the items numbers here. So then you can also get the new core colors in a 12 by 12. And you can also get the in colors in a 12 by 12. So we talked a lot about the in colors that are sticking around for another year. And then these colors here will be retiring in just a few months here. So at the end of this catalog, which is April 30th, these beautiful colors are going to be leaving us. Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. Oh man, I'm going to be so sad to see those purples go. I just love them. Okay, last but not least, I of course used a whole bunch of embossing to take this already gold glitzy card up a notch. So if you're looking to get into embossing, I use the metallics embossing powders today. So that includes copper, gold, and silver. I use the gold color. You'll also want that Versamark ink pad, and you'll need the heat tool. Hair dryer will not cut it. This heats up to about 300 degrees at the end of it, so it definitely is enough to melt that embossing powder. Okay, very important part of today now. What is your favorite project that we created? So these three at the bottom here were our club projects, and then up at the top there we've got those bonus projects. Now, even if you're watching the replay, even if you're watching live, I want to know, what is your favorite project that we created over the last couple hours here? I'm so grateful that you were able to join me for this crafting fun. It honestly has been such a pleasure to stamp with you, and I really enjoy crafting with you over this online medium. So if you want to create some more, I definitely have past project kits that are available for purchase, or you can also get them for free. Or you can just sign up for the month to month too. I'd love to have you a part of my regular crafting crew. So thank you again very much, and I hope to craft with you again very soon.